guys, in today's lesson we're going to be working with division and we're going to be finding the unknown or the answer as the size of the group. So let's go ahead and read this first problem they give us. Yesterday, Mr. Ziegler bought a new pack of 18 markers. He shared them with me by dividing them into 2 equal groups. How many markers did he give me? So if I were to think of this by myself, I would say, well, there are 18 markers altogether. And Mr. Ziegler is dividing these markers into 2 groups, one for him and one for me. And we want to know how many markers are in each group, or specifically how many markers are in my group. So my unknown factor represents that. That's the unknown. So we're going to think about these counters up here as markers. And we're going to give one to Mr. Ziegler and one to me. And one to Mr. Ziegler and one to me. And we're just going to divide them out using the fair share strategy until there are none left. And we're just going to go back and forth and give these 18 counters or 18 markers, into 2 equal groups. There we go. So count these up. How many counters do I have in this group now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 counters or 9 markers in each group, which means 18 divided by 2, I now know my unknown. My unknown would be 9. That's the size of each group. There are 9 markers or 9 counters in each group now. In this picture, I see that there are a bunch of stars up on top. And the first problem reads, what does 12 represent in this picture? Well, if you count the stars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's my total number of stars. So 12 represents the total stars, the total amount of stars. The next question says, what does 3 represent? 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups. 3 represents the number of groups. What does 4 represent? Well, you can clearly see that in each group there are 4 stars. So 4 represents the size of each group. We want to write a number sentence to represent Diana's stickers where the answer represents the size of the group. Well, in this case, the size of my group is 4. 4 is the size of the group or the amount of each group. So if I have a division sentence, here's my division sentence, blank, blank divided by blank, the size of the group I know is going to be 4. I have 12 stars altogether. I'm dividing these 12 stars into 3 groups. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. There are 12 stars altogether. There are 3 groups, and there are 4 in each group. 4 was my unknown. 4 is the size of each group. So when we work with a division problem, we can think that if 8 is the total and 4 is the number of groups, then what does the unknown factor represent? There's that word, unknown factor. I know that the unknown factor is going to be the size of each group. So we want to draw a picture to go with the division equation. Use your picture to help you find the unknown factor. Then write the complete equation. So let's draw 8 counters because 8 is my total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now I'm going to make 4 groups. So I'm just going to make a table and I'm going to separate them into 4 groups. So here's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups. And since I can't move these counters, I'm just going to draw one, cross it off. Draw one, cross it off. Draw one, cross it off. And I'm going to use the fair share until I'm all out of counters. So in this case, my unknown factor, or the size of each group, there are 2 circles or counters in each group. That's my unknown factor. 8 divided by 4 equals 2. So I'm going to rewrite that division equation, and I'm going to say 8 divided by 4 equals 2.